Hello again. I uploaded a video about 2 days ago of how I got into all the colleges that I got into. I applied to 17, I got into 15. That's pretty good. So I'm gonna go over my stats and my other sort of college attributes that help me get into these colleges. Point number one, stats are not everything. Stats are just numbers. You are a human being. You are worth way more than just a few numbers. Your GPA and your SAT scores are only two numbers, and those two numbers do not define who you are as a person and should not limit what you decide to apply to or limit the colleges that you will get into. So, with that being said, these are my numbers, okay? And this is what worked and what got me into the schools. My GPA is a 4.33. Now, that's a decent GPA, you know, that's on a 5.0 scale with the weighting. My unweighted was a 4.9, so I only got a few A minuses. I don't think I got a single B. Yeah, I did not get a single B throughout high school. And I'll just go over the classes that I took as well, because, you know, you can take really easy classes and get a good GPA, or take really hard classes and not get a very good GPA. So I took 7 APs total, which is actually not crazy, because I had friends that took like 14, you know. But here are the APs that I took, and the scores that I got on them. So I took AP Calc AB, I got a 5. I took AP Chem, I got a 3, so not very good. I took AP Comp Sci, got a 4. Took AP Calc BC, got a 5. Took AP Stats, got a 5. Took AP Physics C. This is a really bad score, but this was the second semester senior year and I was required to sit for the exam. So I just drew memes on the E&M portion. And I got a 3 on the mechanics and 2 on the E&M. I'm not very proud of that, but we'll continue. On the AP English Lit exam, I got a 4. So there's a pretty wide range of scores there. As you can tell, I am not an AP scholar. Like, I took some APs, but they're not stellar, for sure. And then I took a few accelerated and / honors courses too. So I took like Excel Algebra 2, I took Excel Pre-Calc / Calc, I took Excel English 3, and I took Excel Bio, and I took Multivariable Calculus my senior year. So those are, how many, 5 total weighted courses, and 7 total AP courses. A decent course load, but again, nothing too crazy. I want to say nothing too crazy. And so that's where that 4.33 GPA came from. Now my test score. So this is a non-super scored exam. I took the SAT. I'm horrible at the ACT. The ACT required you to do a lot fast, and I'm not a fast person. I like to take my time, so the SAT was a better fit for me. I got a 1530 on my SAT, and so I got a 790 on my math. I was so pissed. I missed that perfect score on the math by 1 question, and it was an algebra question, and to this day, I'm still a little bit upset about that, but that's beside the point. And then on the reading, I got a 740. Now, I did not go in and take this exam and get this score on my first try. This was my 4th try. In fact, the previous try, my 3rd attempt, I actually got a 1350. You know, that took a lot of practice to get to that point. Subject tests. So my subject tests were, again, not that good. It was kind of like an afterthought. I didn't know what a subject test was until like the summer of my junior year, and I was already busy taking the SAT because I was stupid, and I didn't take the SAT until late junior year and then early senior year. So like I was applying to colleges and studying for the SAT at the same time and taking courses. Don't do that. If you're a junior watching this, don't do that. That's a bad approach. Start studying for the SAT now. It sucks, but do it. That's my recommendation. I took 2 subject tests. My Math 2 was a 730, and my Chem was a 720. So, you know, they're like 700s, which is like, I think, what colleges are looking for. They're looking for anything above a 700, but again, they're nothing like stellar. They're not going to stand out amongst a ton of other applicants that have 800s. So, in summary, my stats are good, but they are not great. And so you might be wondering, how did I get into these colleges? How did I get a full ride at USC? And then, you know, how did I get into Rice, which is a really competitive school? So where I think I came through and really shined was in my extracurricular activities. So I'll just list some of my extracurricular activities for you. I was in choir for 4 years, and not just one choir, I was in 3 choirs. So this was meetings during lunch, this was meetings after school, this was meetings in pretty much every hour of time on campus that I had free. Fun fact, in my interview for my trustee scholarship, I actually sang to the interviewers, and I totally caught them off guard, and I think that could also be why I got a full scholarship, because I sang for them. I also played tennis for 4 years. I'm not a very good tennis player, but I started out on frosh off. I'd never touched the racket before, and my junior year I made it to varsity. You actually needed to be decent to be put on the team, and our team was actually pretty good. We were a D1 school, and so I had gone from 0 skill to varsity skill in 3 years. And so it kind of showed my determination and my ability to like learn very quickly and adapt and that sort of thing. I also did some community service, and so I was actually part of a community service program where we built prosthetics for people in need. And so that was a very, very solid resume builder, I think. In addition to that, I decided to try to do my own project. I tried to make an electronic 3D printed prosthetic. And so it's actually really cool. There was like a glove that had some flex sensors on each finger, and when I would move those fingers, the fingers of the prosthetic would mirror the movements of my other hand. So it was pretty cool. And I worked on that project, and then I submitted that to a local science fair-like competition called the OC Maker Challenge, and I won first place in 3 different categories, took home some money, and that was a great resume builder as well. And then my work experience. I was lucky enough that my high school had a pretty solid internship program built in, because it's pretty hard to find internships as a high school student. So the summer of my junior year, I interned for Boeing for the entire summer. And I interned as a failure analyst, and I actually got to work on a really, really cool project. I got to work on the Starliner, which is Boeing's commercial crew capsule that takes astronauts to and from the International Space Station. So that was a very, very cool project, and I was very lucky to get to work on that. The last thing that I did extracurricularly was I am actually a published author. So I wrote a novel, like a science fiction novel called 2049. I wrote that starting my sophomore year, and I finished that the summer of my senior year. That reminds me, if you want to purchase 2049, it is now only 99 cents on Amazon. Shameless plug. Now I'll keep going. So in summary, I had pretty good stats, but I think what really stood out to a lot of colleges were my great extracurricular activities and how well-rounded of a student I was. And colleges really want to see that. If they see that you're bringing something else to the table, something unique, something that is distinctly you, that sets you apart from other applicants, they're more likely to accept you to your university. Because stats, at the end of the day, yes, they are important to get into colleges, but they are just numbers. And like I said in the beginning of the video, they do not define who you are as a person. Colleges, especially private schools, actually take time to read your application. And if they see an extracurricular that stands out to them, especially something that doesn't necessarily fit with your major, they're going to be interested. They're going to want to read more, and they're ultimately going to want to accept you to their university because they want somebody who's pushing the boundaries of different fields of study. If you're a junior watching this and you're thinking about applying to college in the future, I would just highly recommend really doing whatever you want to do. At the end of the day, there's no formula, there is no recipe to get into top tier universities. You really just gotta do what you want to do and do it to the fullest ability that you are capable of. And if you do that, you will stand out and colleges will be more inclined to accept you. And you'll just have more fun in high school. If you're doing something that you genuinely care about, you'll be having a lot of fun and you'll be doing something that's worthwhile that'll stand out on the college resume. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I'm thinking about doing other college-related content in the future because you guys seem to like that sort of stuff. I think I might talk about what makes a good essay, maybe read off some of my essays as well. I also might be doing a video in the future of what got me a trustee scholarship at USC. Well, that's all I gotta say today. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.